And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, you're listening to Lucas Johnson, and we're back here on this channel. We're back with a FIU Rebuild the Dynasty here as this year one continues. So we're kind of getting down to the end of the year here now at this point. 2-6 are FIU. The Panthers currently in the midst of a long losing streak, and they're trying to end it here today in this game, and it's their best chance, I think, in terms of their schedule right now to end this losing streak. But coming off of another loss to Sam Houston the last time, this is a 4-game losing streak right now that the FIU Panthers are facing at the moment. And so, can they get back on track here against a New Mexico State team that's only won one total game this year? As you see what our schedule looks like after this game here against New Mexico State, we only have 3 more games left, and I might try and squeeze one of those games into do like one episode covering multiple games at the end of the season just to get past year one, because year one is not going to be anything special for us. We're not going to make a bowl game obviously this season unless we run the table at this point in the year. But, this is a year that I think we can kind of move a little bit quicker through, and so wanted to get it done. Probably, maybe combining some games here later on in the season. And you see what happened in the last game against Sam Houston. The offense started out pretty slow in that game, and Keon Jenkins, this honestly has not... we gave Sam Perry the start in that game, and Sam Perry didn't play all that incredibly well. Keon Jenkins kind of came in there at the end, led a couple of longer drives. So Keon Jenkins will start the game in this one here, but Cheaton Perry is kind of on deck to see, if something doesn't go right in the start. But we'll have to see how that goes. But, Keon Jenkins will be starting in this game for us. And you look at New Mexico State here, and they've had a tough season there. They lost their first 6 games of the season. They did win last week, though. They got their first win under their belt last week here. And this is just a little look at the stats for the season. Keon Jenkins over 2,100 yards, nearing 2,200 yards on the season with 8 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. 1 interception thrown by Cheaton Perry as well in this game. And again, all those stats basically for him are last game against Sam Houston here. But you look at the running game, and the running game this year for us, it started out pretty decent here, but it has really slowed down in the last couple of weeks, and that's something that I want to get the running game a little bit back on track here in this season. And you look at receiving here for us, Keon Owens is leading the team with 547 receiving yards. You got Josiah Myman there, now over 400 receiving yards. Eric Rivers is right there at 400 receiving yards as well. He'll pass that milestone here in this game, likely, if he just catches 1 or 2 passes. But, you look at what our wide receivers have been doing, and we haven't seen a lot of touchdowns from these wide receivers in this season. And I don't think we saw a wide receiver score a touchdown in the last game against Sam Houston. It's been a little bit since we've called the wide receiver's name getting into the end zone, so see if that can change here in this game. And it's also been a while since we've called Giovanni Davis and Cole Gustafson's names in the pass rush. They are still stuck at 6.5 and 6 sacks. They've been, at that total for the last few weeks now. They haven't been able to get a lot of pressure into the pocket here. Jamal Potts is at 5 interceptions, and I believe that is either that ties or that breaks a single season record for FIU in terms of interceptions in a year. I think that ties the record for the most picks in a season recorded by anybody in FIU school history. So, again, this defense has been really great at one area this year, and really one area only, and that is forcing turnovers. They've been able to do that with a great amount of success this year. Now, it hasn't really led to a lot of wins simply because of the way that our offense has been turning the ball over as well on their own side, but the defense has been able to do that this year. Utah, they're leading the league in terms of total offense, but we're here in the top 10, I think. We're looking at, that was the total offensive yards there that you saw. The passing yards, we're not really close on the rushing yards right now. We don't have 1,000 rushing yards as a team at the moment here. But yeah, total offensive yards, we're right there, and we're first in terms of, well, this is not a stat you want to be first in. Actually, we have allowed the most amount of yards total this season as a defense, and man, our rush defense is just really bad right now. I mean, 1,157 rushing yards allowed. That's a pretty sizable number there. But you look at New Mexico State, and they've allowed just 2,800 yards basically total. They allow the third most passing yards though defensively in the conference this year, just over 2,000 passing yards. So that can be an area that we can maybe go after and attack this team, this bowl game. Although I don't really want to focus on the passing game too much, I want to focus a lot more on the running game and establishing that here as we go through some of the other stats. And New Mexico State is the leader in terms of turnover differential in the conference. They have turnover differential of 5. They've only had 3 giveaways this season with 8 takeaways, excuse me, there. So yeah, that's an area of their team that has been really good for them. But they are second worst in the conference in terms of offense. And when you look at this team's offense here, it's not an amazing offensive unit. The running yards there at only 490 is second worst in the conference. But again, I think they might be able to have some success on the ground against us. Our rushing defense has just proven to be really not able to stand up in a lot of areas this season. And so we'll have to see how our defense can stand up to their running attack and how much they're going to actually lean on it in this game. You look over to their roster, their best player is Cannon Yarrow. Here, he's got great pass blocking, good IQ, not great footwork there, but great power and an 87 strength, 890 impact blocking, 86 toughness. So, yeah, Yarrow as a center there is a really good player for them. Their highest overall guy, but their running back is Monte Watkins here, and he's a very elusive back. It looks like his strength and his quirk there. I mean, 89 on the elusiveness, 94 on the quickness, 92 speed, and 96 acceleration. His hands are pretty decent. He's okay at receiving, but yeah, he's an elusive type of running back, and he's only had 73 touches this year, less than 300 rushing yards, only 2 touchdowns. So numbers-wise, he hasn't been that great, but he is an 80 overall. And I think he is dangerous in terms of what he can do. That elusiveness and that quickness does kind of scare me a little bit for our defense. And the quarterback for New Mexico State here is Deuce Hogan. I mean, his stats and his numbers aren't going to blow you away exactly. He's fairly accurate, got a lot of good throw power on there, but not very elusive, not very quick at all. He's not going to be running with the football, trying to scramble around really at all. That is definitely not his play style and not his strength. And you look at his numbers this year, they're okay. The one thing that he is doing good at is not turning that football over. He's only thrown 1 pick this year with 10 touchdowns. So, he's only a 77 overall quarterback. But, so the numbers aren't like anything insane there for him. But I would say overall he's doing well, and he doesn't look like he's made a lot of mistakes this year at really any point. He's coming off of a 3-touchdown performance in the last game that he played against Louisiana Tech. That was just a really quick snapshot of just his recent performances. Before we go into this game, this is a look at the college football playoff bracket. This is I think the second week in our simulation here that we can actually look at this. And you have Michigan right now as the number 1 seed, NC State, Iowa State, and LSU, the teams with the bye there. I mean, there's still quite a few weeks here left in the season to determine all that, and we won't be really worried about that. We might show you the national championship game, and we might kind of spectate that, and that might be part of the off-season recap for you. But here we are onto this game. We've previewed in Mexico State as much as we want here and we can, as we are now into this game. both teams really struggling this season. Both teams, you know, New Mexico State does have a conference win. It's their only win of the season. Only 3 wins combined between these two teams. And let's see here in the opening kickoff. It was a pretty good return, actually, getting out to about the 22. So they are showing Jaden Perry here, and I guess Jaden Perry is actually going to be starting in this game. That is right. Okay, no, Keon Jenkins, never mind. They just had him out because he was listed as the quarterback on our depth chart going into this game. But Keon Jenkins is the quarterback in the beginning of this game at the very least here. Starts off the night with a toss and a throw on a little stick pattern there that got only about 4 yards, and then on 3rd and 5, a dangerous throw into traffic that is batted away. So the ball to New Mexico State, and the first carry here is a give up the middle to, that's Monte Watkins there, and he absolutely tore the offense there. He ran that ball really well, and then another give here. This is to their other running back, Tim Gans. He's their backup there. And Tim Gans has a gain of about 6 on that play. 2nd down and 4. They go back to Watkins again. Watkins has got a first down. Gets around a tackler. Breaks like 2 or 3 tackles there as he gets inside of the 30-yard line. And, wow, a new set of downs all the way down to the 25 now on 2nd down and 9. Hogan is finally back to pass here. He's going to go quickly over the middle, and that one is caught there by the wide receiver, and I actually didn't really see who that was who made that catch, but that was Deuce Hogan's first throw and catch there, and first pass, and now it's a give here on 3rd down and 3, starts to go the other way, turns it upfield, and there goes Monte Watkins all the way into the end zone. Well, actually, that's number 8 there for New Mexico State. But, man, how about that running touchdown? That's the 3rd one of the season for Monte Watkins here. I guess he is number 8. But the 3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Monte Watkins, who, I mean, just absolutely tore through our defense on that first drive. Not a good sign of things to come. If that is indeed what we're going to expect to see tonight from our defense, that is a jet sweep play here that works really well as he gets about over 20 yards on that play right there. And a new set of downs. Now it's a 3rd down and 8. Trying to go over the middle. It's caught by the receiver. That's Rocky Beers there. Number 19 making the grab. He fumbles it. And that's Ross Fournette. He fumbles the ball. He picked it back up, though. I think they reviewed that there, and they determined it wasn't actually fumble. He didn't actually fumble it. But in the next throw here, it's a throw over the middle, trying to get it to our tight end, Myman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josiah Cox here on the underneath route. And a turnover for Florida International. As, I mean, just under 7 to go in this first quarter. And the safety there jumps that route, covers that route perfectly, gets in front of the receiver, and makes a play on the football to get the interception. Man, so that is a unfortunate turnover there right after a big play for us on offense, a drive-killing type of play right there. There's a give right up the middle for Monte Watkins, who's already got 65 rushing yards and only 6 carries. Gain of 7 for him. Another give to him here. He's going to punch through the middle, get to the first down marker, get near midfield right there. As that was a gain of about 6 or 7 there on the 2nd down and 3. 1st and 10. They're going to go right back to him. He's got some room here to the outside, down to the right. Down to left hash marks, and he's going to get right near the first down marker. Right now, the blocking for New Mexico State right now has been incredible. And now there goes Watkins again. Breaks out another good run up the middle here. And look at that block set by the interior right there. I'm not sure what number or what player that was, but he blocked 2 guys for us on that play. And Hogan completes this pass on a screen. I mean, Hogan's not had to do virtually anything in this first quarter. That's only his 3rd pass completed. Now he's dropping back here And he's firing it over the middle. That is caught there by Cordell Davis. And now they're going to give it back to Watkins here. And he's going to get just a gain of a couple there. But he's already nearing 100 yards rushing in this first half already. Back to passes. Hogan. Hogan on 3rd down and goal is going to float it. Nobody was open. The pressure was finally getting in there. And he is going to throw it away. So there's at least a stand there. The FIU defense bent but didn't break there on that drive. And then this kick is missed. Wow, a short field goal attempt right there. And it goes to the right of the upright and is no good. So, man, that one did not miss by much, but that was a good drive for New Mexico State, and it doesn't end up paying off. Nothing happens from that. And now on 3rd down and 9 here, nobody really to go to there for Jenkins. He's trying to find somebody on the outside here, but that was a good play by the defender, and that pass is knocked away, incomplete. FIU is going to have to put this one back again here. Play action, and look at this player wide open out of the backfield, and caught there. And getting a huge gain into FIU territory was that catch right there. That was a huge grab right there, and that might have actually been the backup running back there. I don't know. That was a play-action play. It's kind of hard to see the numbers of the Mexico State players on this team. But then watch that. I mean, there was a guy right in the area. We had a defender seemingly all over that play, and yet that's still going to be complete. That was Tim Gans, their backup running back there, making that catch. And now Hogan's going to scramble around. He's going to throw it out of the backfield and, evading a tackler. There is Watkins, but he does not get to the end zone here. He gets down to the 2-yard line. Man in motion here on 3rd down and goal. It's a give up the middle and diving into the end zone is Montae Watkins. That's another touchdown. And man, oh man, our defense right now has been struggling. And that was actually Mike Washington Jr., the junior halfback. So that actually was not Watkins there, but still a running touchdown and just diving into the end zone, getting in there. And I mean, this team is leaning on their running game. They're running defense for us. They know it's a weakness, and they are exposing it right now for us. And I mean, I don't feel like our offense has even really been on the field that much in this football game. We haven't shown a lot of plays from our offense because there hasn't been a lot of good plays to show. But now we got now we have a 1st down here. And this is a toss play to the outside. And there goes a good gain right there by Shamori Lawrence. And he is going to get near the 1st down marker to about the 47-yard line there. 2nd down and 1. We pick up play pretty quickly there, and we're going to just run it up the middle with Keon Owens. And he's going to get a 1st down. 2nd down and 10. Finally some offense, so momentum and play action here. And there's immediate pressure on Jenkins, who gets hit by Naki Fahina. And the ball is stripped from him. Luckily, it's picked up by an offensive lineman, but that's a huge sack right there. The offensive line could not block at all. And there's a throw over the middle. It's caught. It's not caught. Actually, it's dropped. Even if that wall was caught, it's not a 1st down, and they're not in a position to go for it. And so they have to punt the football away again. And the only offensive drive that really had any momentum stalls as a result of a big negative play and a sack. But there's a good play by the defense there. That's JoJo Evans coming from the backfield to make that tackle for loss. So now it's a 3rd down and 11. Hogan is back to pass again. Hogan's got some time here. He's going to throw it short out to a curl. And David there, I mean, he makes the catch, but he's not going to get to the 1st down at all there. So they're going to put this ball away. We have the football again. That's an incompletion. A lot of incompletions right now by Jenkins, who has not been very impressive in this game. There's a toss. That's a big 3rd down conversion in there on 3rd down and 10. Another catch to Lyman. Only 5 completions right now for Keon Jenkins. 49 yards on the day. So now 2nd down and 10. And going over the middle. That one's caught by Ross Fournette there. He's going to make that grab. He was pretty open on that play right there, and that's a new set of downs. So now we're past midfield, finally past the 40-yard line for the first time in this game. And a screen pass here to Owens. He's going to have some room, and he's going to get the first down nearing the 25-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds by that defender there. And now it's a first down and 10, and it's a jet sweep play, and there he goes! All the way into the end zone goes Lexington Joseph. And FIU finally puts together a scoring drive, and they are on the board here late in the second quarter. Lexington Joseph into the end zone. That is his first receiving touchdown. It is technically a receiving touchdown as a result of the jet sweep there, but his first receiving touchdown of the season, his 5th total touchdown of the year. And now New Mexico State's got the football back, and they make a big play happen pretty much immediately right there, as that was a throw in the flat, and that looked like it was P.J. Johnson III there making that catch and getting a big gain. Now going outside numbers on a stick pattern there, making that catch is the receiver. And so now, I mean, New Mexico State is right back on the move right after FIU got in the end zone here. And it's a read option play, and Deuce Hogan, not very athletic, not very, he doesn't have a lot of speed or agility there, and that's kind of a surprising call that they call his number on the read option, but he gets a good gain out of it near the first down marker. And now there's a throw to the outside. That one is caught on the outside and in the numbers. P.J. Johnson with his second catch of the day. And now a first down and 10 from the 17, going to the outside. That one is caught as well, nearing the first down marker. I mean, Hogan's only got 4 incompletions so far in this game. As it's now second down and inches, going out quickly in the flat. And that ball is caught nearing the marker. Donovan Friapple there making his first catch of the game, but he's almost in the end zone. Not quite, though. First down and goal, play action, and there's our rushing attack and our rushing defense. And right in there to get the sack and get the takedown is Reggie Patterson. That is his second sack of the season here, and he came in unblocked right there on this play. Called a blitz. He gets in there quickly and brings down Hogan for a sack. So now it's the third down and goal, and there's not much time left in this drive here, and there's another sack. As Reggie Patterson is going to share that sack with another player, but he gets in for the second straight play, and another sack of the quarterback. Here, this clock is taken down to basically 0, but the kick is missed. So, wow, New Mexico State leaves 3 more points on the board. And Freddie Joya has not had a good day. I mean, that was another pretty makeable field goal there, but he is not able to get it in through the upright. So, I mean, honestly, it felt like New Mexico State kind of dominated in that first half. You had Monte Watkins, who had over 100 rushing yards in the first half in this game. And you had, I mean, 4 drives there for New Mexico State. 2 of them resulted in points. 2 of them resulted in a field goal miss. But definitely a missed opportunity for this lead to be even bigger for the Aggies here in this game as we go into the third quarter. So New Mexico State will start with the football here to begin the quarter. 3rd down and 7, and that's just a drop-off and a dump-down pass to the, that was to Trevor Stevens, their tight end right there, who's just sitting. Who's just sitting in the flat, and now on 1st down and 10, Hogan's going to try to escape and scramble, but he loses the ball! It's on the ground, and it's picked up by the defense. Jamal Potts gets in there with a fumble recovery, and FIU comes up with a huge turnover here early in the third quarter. They get the ball. Lumar Duval gets the strip here on this play. Read option play here, and I mean, he looked like he had a pretty good gain, but look at this hit. Good job. I mean, he was, as he was going down to the ground, kind of getting away from the play, he strips the football and a huge opportunity for FIU to get back on the board and try and maybe tie this game up if you're good enough here with it. Lexington Joseph gets a carry here for a first down. As now we're going to try, this is a speed option here, and getting a decent amount of yards actually, kind of carrying a defender with him near the first down marker is Lexington Joseph. Only his third carry of the day, but now it's a 2nd down and 2. And here's a play action as trying to scramble, getting away and not getting away from the pressure is Jenkins. Cale Edwards comes in from the backfield, and a huge loss right there on 2nd and pretty short. Now it's a 3rd down and very long, and this that play there didn't really work. It was a screen pass, and it's now 4th down. And, I mean, 4th down and 9, we're in no man's land here. We go for this play here, the 54-yard field goal. I didn't feel comfortable or confident really at all in taking that field goal. And we do pick up the first down on that conversion there. That was a big catch out of the backfield by Lexington Joseph there out of the backfield. And actually, Keyshawn Owens making that catch. And now we go to the outside, and that one was caught out there by Rocky Beers, it looks like, and now it's 2nd down and inches, moving away in the pocket here and being taken down again. Cale Edwards is back with the pressure, and he takes us down. Another negative play here on this drive. Now it's a 3rd down. Now you're going short here on the shallow, and it's caught by Myman. Josiah Myman is right near the goal line, but he doesn't get into the end zone. No touchdown, but we're now down to the 1-yard line on 1st and goal. Josiah Myman does not have any speed. I mean, really slow on that play, and if he had an ounce, I might have actually tried to dive into the pylon there. I might have been able to get in the end zone if I did that. But on a 1st down and goal play, we try to run the ball, and it doesn't work. We lose 3 yards, and now on this speed option play here, it's not going to work either. They drop us back for a loss again. Back-to-back negative plays. Now set us up with a 3rd down and goal from the 7. And trying to go over the middle. That ball is knocked away by the defender, Nick Session there, knocking the ball away for New Mexico State. And so we do kick this point. We do kick the field goal here. We do get points out of it. But, I mean, that's a pretty disappointing drive if you're Florida International. You get the ball basically right at midfield. And there's another sack. That's a sack by Ezekiel Massis there. Getting in and getting pressure on the quarterback, as Ezekiel Massis has continuing a really great season, man. That's now 4.5 sacks for him on the year. That ball knocked away, and FIU is going to get the ball back. But yeah, big missed opportunity. You get the ball down to the 1-yard line. You want to hit pay dirt, and you want to pay that drive off. As trying to go to the outside, and it's intercepted, picked off. Tackled right away by Keon Owens, having to play some defense there, but that one picked off by Dylan Early. And New Mexico State gets a huge turnover right here late in this 3rd quarter. And trying to go outside of the numbers here, trying to find number 11, trying to find Dean Patterson on the outside, running a curl, and Dylan Early jumps the route and picks the ball off. And man, Keon Jenkins right now in this game has struggled mightily. And now there's a give, and back running the football with ease is Watkins there. He kind of slowed down at the end of the 2nd quarter, but he's now on 119 rushing yards. 2nd down and 10. They feed it back again, and right up the middle. Look at this blocking for New Mexico State. They're rattling off, Tim Gaines now with 17 rushing yards. They're rattling off a bunch of 10-yard run plays in this game back-to-back. And now they're going to go into the end zone and find their receiver. That's a strike and a catch for that receiver there. And, man, I mean, P.J. Johnson III gets his 3rd catch of the game and his 1st touchdown reception of the game, 11th touchdown of the year for Deuce Hogan. And they do take advantage of the getting into the end zone off of the turnover. That's something that, Florida International, just right there with their turnover, was not able to do. So now we're down by 2 scores again, and now we're already into the 4th quarter, and we have made a change at quarterback as Cheatham Perry is now in the game. He's going to find an open man here over the middle. He finds Ross Fournette there, making a catch and making a pretty big gain and getting past midfield. And now we're going to go hurry up here. Cheatham Perry is bringing his boys back to the line here. They're going to try to take advantage of that big play. They just haven't had any big plays really in this game. Only a couple of them there. They do get the pressure and immediately, luckily, Cheatham Perry somehow gets the football off before taking a sack. But now Perry's going to go underneath and find his man. That's a receiver and a catch for Juju Lewis. Hasn't said his name a lot this season, but now 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. There's a bubble screen play out of the backfield, and it's a catch. And look at Keon Owens go, evading one tackler and defender and going to the edge of the end zone and getting in for the score. Hitting the pylon and getting into the corner of the end zone is Keon Owens. And he's going to get his 2nd receiving touchdown of the season, his 2nd one in the last couple of weeks. And a great job of evading that player there, number 9, evading that tackler to get some space. And look at this move right here. I mean, that was probably a bad opportunity, bad missed tackle there. That player could have easily probably taken him down, but once he got past that guy, he just has the speed to break away and get into the end zone. So that's the first passing touchdown of the season for Cheatham Perry here, and now we're going for 2 here to try and make this a 3-point game. Perry's got some time. He looks over the middle. Not anybody really open. He tries to go short with it, trying to get it to Shamori Lawrence there in the flat, but that ball knocked away, and it's going to fall incomplete. So now it's a 4-point game. Your 4-point lead for New Mexico State after that touchdown drive. But Cheatham Perry leads probably the best drive of the game, honestly, for our offense right there. And yeah, I mean, you look at those are the numbers for Owens there that flashed on screen just a little bit for you. But, you know, now it's a 3rd down and 8. That's a pass. That's knocked away. And our defense is going to get a stop. Brian Blades, the 3rd there, or the 2nd, getting in on that play and knocking the ball loose. So the Florida Nationals played a lot better defense, I think, in this 2nd half here. And they've given their offense a chance to come back in this game. That return sets him up across the 35-yard line here. So there's a running play. That's a give. That's a good run up the middle there for... That's a good run up the middle for Keon Owens right there. Now it's a 3rd down and 4, and going to hit the flat. Going to hit Josiah Myman there, the tight end, on that route, and he's going to be able to get the 1st down. A good connection there. Now it's another 3rd down here. Can Cheatham Perry consistently convert these 3rd down plays? Well, he was before that interception. And he's trying to go a little bit deeper with that play there, but Tyler Martinez, the safety, the right outside linebacker, was sitting back in coverage, and the low throw, he allows him to jump up and make a play on it. He picks it off. Cheatham Perry, that's his 2nd interception of his season here. And another critical turnover in a critical drive right there with Florida National trailing. I mean, that's just been the story of the season for them. They've had multiple opportunities. I mean, Mexico State should have more points on the board than they do right now. But they've had multiple opportunities to build on offensive momentum and offensive successes. And they just haven't been able to do that all game long here. And they haven't been able to do that for most of their season this year. So now the defense really needs to come up with a stop here. 5 minutes left in this game. 3rd down and 8. And apparently nobody open for Hogan to go to here. And he actually do force a punt. So the Aggies here sending their punt team out. And FIU is going to have, maybe a couple of chances to do something here with the football. They still have all 3 timeouts, but this is obviously a monster drive right now. 2nd down and 10, and Perry's back to pass here. It's a screen and play that we tried to attempt here, but that guy was not blocked at all, and he knocks the play dead. So we can't even complete that screen pass there. Now it's a 3rd down and 10. Going short for Myman. Makes the catch, but he's not going to have the 1st down as, I mean, the defender was all over that play immediately. And that's a 3 and out. We have to put the football away. And now we have to hope our defense can get a stop here as Monte Watkins, gets the football here and tears it up on that run, a gain of about 10. How many, 9, 10 plus yard running plays has he had in this game? It's been a ton, and it's been a huge factor to the offensive success for New Mexico State in this game, and that was a huge reception there by Tyler Stevens. Second catch of the day for the tight end, and now, at this point, you're looking, under 2.5 minutes to go. This game is getting really down to the end of it here. The defense right now needs to get a stop, but Watkins gets 6 yards on first down. We're starting to use our timeouts now, 3rd down and 1. This is basically the game here at this point, and it's a run up the middle, and it's another set of downs. The conversion is completed. Now we're out of timeouts, and it's a 2nd down and 4. Man in motion here. And it's a give and a spin move. Okay, not going to get the first down. But, man, we're going to have almost no time left in this game here. If our defense cannot get a stop. And, we would need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion if we can hold them to a field goal. But there's a give right up the middle. And great blocking seals the game for the Aggies. That is Monte Watkins' second touchdown of the day, and he runs right up the middle and gets in the end zone again. New Mexico State puts their final nail in this coffin here today, and our losing streak for FIU is going to be extended, it looks like, to 5 games in a row here this season, as that one falls incomplete. Now it's a 3rd down and 10, and there's virtually no chance left in this one for you, and especially not after that right there, as Jazan Hiel there gets in and gets pressure on Perry, takes him down for a 10-yard loss. It's now 4th and 20, and that ball is knocked away by the defender, and here comes a knee for the Aggies. They're going to take that knee, and they're going to seal their 2nd win of the season. Man, disappointing game and a disappointing season right now for FIU. I did not expect us to drop this game when I looked at our schedule and when the year was progressing. I thought this was going to be a very easily winnable game for us. I thought this one is one that we were going to have. And, in all retrospect, it was a fairly easy, for a fairly winnable game for us in this one. We had 3 pretty critical turnovers. One of them, 2 of them actually New Mexico State scored off of and got touchdowns off of. And, there's another one on a key drive there. Our defense didn't really play that great in this one, especially against the run. Our rush defense in this game was pretty terrible overall and throughout. But, man, this game was winnable. I think we had a couple of drives, especially when we got the ball back with about 5 minutes left there, and we went 3 and out. Those are the type of drives. You got to have those drives, and you got to use them well. But, honestly, in terms of overall offense, this was our worst total offensive game of our season there. And, one of only a couple of times that we've been under 300 yards as a team for total offense in a game this year. Only 281 total yards, and that's mainly because we just could not run the football in this game. And I know that was one of the facets that I wanted to focus on in this one. Well, we only ran the ball 18 times, and we only had 20 rushing yards in this game. That is abysmal. We're not going to win We're not going to win basically anything by only having those kind of rushing numbers. We gave up 203 rushing yards, 299 total yards of offense there for New Mexico State. But yeah, the Aggies crushed us in terms of running offense in this game, and they had almost 200 passing yards as well. But we really couldn't convert 3rd downs. We were only 4 of 12 in that department. We were 1 of 2 on 4th down conversions in this game. And, we kind of struggled in the red zone. There was also that drive where we had to settle for a field goal after we got our turnover in that one. That was a big drive that we needed to cash in on and get a touchdown, and we couldn't do it. And yeah, 3 turnovers, that's the killing blow for us. as it is in most of the time when you lose the turnover battle, you lose the game mainly because of that one reason and that one fact right there. And Keon Jenkins, I mean, this passer rating is abysmal, and yeah, he really struggled. This is kind of the nail in the coffin for me in terms of him starting the rest of the year. I think Sheen Perry showed me enough, not that he was unbelievable or anything, he still threw an interception, but Sheen Perry showed me enough in this game that I think going forward, I'm going to have him as a starter for the rest of the year, you know, barring injury or anything else like that. But, you know, 107 passer rating, 6 of 24 there, over, you know, 93 passing yards, a touchdown, and an interception. We also had a touchdown, passing touchdown for our running back as a result of a jet sweep play there that really worked for us. And you look at Deuce Hogan, 22 of 32, 196 passing yards, 1 touchdown. You know, he didn't play like incredible or anything like that, but he still played pretty darn well in this one. And I mean, man, you look at these rushing numbers. You had Jenkins, who got sacked a few times, and he had negative 20 rushing yards. Keon Owens and Lexington Joseph only ran the ball 4 times. Total there. 4 rushes for Owens, only 4 for Joseph. 28 yards for Owens and 20 for Joseph. I mean, the average yards rushing was pretty good for us, but we just didn't run the ball that much. And Sheen Perry got a sack as well, so that took away some of our running yards as well. But, you know, Monte Watkins, player of the game on offense for New Mexico State for sure in this game. I mean, 25 yards, 25 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You know, an average yards per carry of like over 6. You know, that is where I think we really struggled there. You can't give up almost 6 yards a rush against your opponents. That's a really bad look for you. That's not going to lead to successful football for you in a lot of cases. And, you know, you look at our receiving here, Josiah Lyman had 6 catches, 63 yards there, but nobody had a really insane day receiving in this one. And the touchdowns on the receiving end went to Shamari Lawrence and Lexington Joseph, 2 running backs. And then P.J. Johnson, 3 catches, 28 yards, 1 touchdown. Nobody really stood out in this game for New Mexico State, the Aggies, either. I mean, Watkins there had 5 catches for 54 yards. So overall, he was the best total receiver there in terms of yardage. But, you know, Deuce Hogan spread the ball around pretty effectively in this one. There really wasn't one guy that dominated those numbers in terms of receiving today. And then we look at our defense here, and I think there was some good things that our defense did. I mean, Ezekiel Massis and Reggie Patterson, they both had good games. Eddie Walls had a good game. He had a sack, half a sack here, and he also recovered the fumble that we had maybe that was Jamal Potts. Jamal Potts actually recovered that fumble. But Lamar Duvall forced that fumble there for us, and Jamal Potts recovered it. So, you know, just adding to what he's been able to do in terms of forcing and collecting turnovers this year. Now five interceptions for him, and now a fumble recovery. So, yeah, I think our defense, you know, there were some good moments, but our defense overall did not do enough in this game to slow down New Mexico State. I mean, they controlled the tempo of the game. They had, you know, they had over 10 minutes of extra possession time than we did. They had the ball for a lot longer in this game. And you look at the defense for New Mexico State, you had Edwards there, Cale Edwards with 2 sacks, Hale with 1 sack, and then Nake Fahana with 1 sack as well. Dylan Early, Josiah Cox, and Tyler Martinez with the interceptions for New Mexico State. And yeah, I'm going to come out of that game here, and we are going to look at, you know, what's next on our schedule. We have Jacksonville State coming up next here, and I did not simulate to the next week. At this point, I wanted to actually hop into a couple of these games that were happening during this week. You know, Oregon, Michigan versus number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State versus Penn State. I went in and I spectated those 2 games, so I didn't actually simulate ahead a week in this episode. So no like big recruiting update in this one. I'll give you a recruiting update at the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, this season is quickly going downhill. I mean, we're you know, that moving on, that's a pretty good apt description for it, because we need to be able to refocus. Can we win one or at least 2 games here down the stretch this season? That's going to be kind of the goal, to at least end the year on a high note, because right now, 5-game losing streak. We'll try to end it next week when we play Jacksonville State. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this series and more from me here on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a great week and having a great day today, and I will see all you guys in the next video. God bless.